Tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
She thinks crossing her legs is fun.
Hi, everybody.
She
Welcome
looks
to the
down,
AFTERBUZZ
knows
Muppets
that
After
money
Show, episode
gets it
11,
on
Swine
like
Song. I am
Easter
Autumn
bunny.
Chiklis.
She's
You can
my
find me on
baby.
Twitter and
I'll
Instagram at
never
Autumn
have-
Chiklis.
never
And it is
gonna
ladies'
let her
night.
go.
There are
Yeah,
just
it
two
is.
of us today, so let me introduce my lovely co-host, Katie Cullen.
Hi, all my buddies. You can find me on Twitter at Kiaxet, Kiaxet. We are checking the live chat, so hello to everyone who is watching this live. We are also checking the hashtag ABTV Muppets, so if you have something fun to say, have any questions for us, throw them in there. You guys get to be our co-host tonight because the gentlemen are not here for multiple reasons.
Yes, but that is okay. We are really excited to talk about. We're really excited to be back, by the way, from hiatus, because obviously it has been a Muppet-less last few weeks.
I don't know about you, but I have been on vacation. I just came back from San Antonio.
Oh, damn, how was it?
It was amazing.
Lovely.
I was at PAX. It was great.
That's
I caught a
fantastic.
cold.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Life is wonderful.
I myself was in Hawaii, so when she was talking about that tan spirit that was standing next to Kermit at the beginning of the episode, that was actually me. So,
Well, I am super jealous.
no, it's all gone. It's all been faded now. I am as pale as ever. But anyway, we're going to jump right into it. So there really wasn't much of a B storyline this episode. It was really just kind of the introduction to the new way the Muppets is going to run, I guess. It was kind of a straightforward story this time.
Well, and we kind of needed it because cutting away for a B and a C and however many other storylines we've had wouldn't have worked with this episode. We had so much we needed to do. We needed to lay the new foundation for a new show. And so concentrating mostly on that and managing to weave in Kermit's relationship with Denise as part of it was very well done.
Yeah,
So,
you know what? I would suppose that would be the B storyline, was Denise kind of being woven in. It wasn't exactly like the archetype of a B plot, but it was nicely woven in there. But something that I found really interesting was kind of this meta element that they had going on about relevance and like having to revamp. So obviously we had the revamping of the Muppets over this holiday season, along with the revamping of the Piggy show.
Yeah, we had a lot of the creative team no longer working on there, bringing in a new creative team. So the show is going in a different direction, and I believe we said it was because the network liked the numbers but didn't think that the numbers were living up to the Muppet brand and that they could do better.
Right. So
Which is kind of exactly what happened within the show. So.
Exactly. So it was kind of this funny double meta element that they had going on about relevance and keeping things relevant. And
And if you're going to have to restructure your show, you might as well go straight for it.
Yeah,
surprise, surprise, this is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Life imitating art and vice versa.
Absolutely. So we had kind of the show within the show being revamped in the show that is also being revamped. But we'll kind of get to Pache, spelled Pizza, a little later. Building
my
a brand on the
God,
brand.
Pache.
So we start the episode with Kermit obviously saying that he's going to be drawing some boundaries between his work and playtime, introducing Denise back, and you had this kind of thing with her being drunk at the Monopoly, waving the wine around. Which is
That is the only way to get through a game of Monopoly.
being drunk.
Most Monopolies now, if you look at the rules, come with a quick play rule where it's like you start with this and you play for an hour and then you're done. And
That's the 21st century. We can't keep our attention span for an entire Monopoly game.
I just keep thinking of Dane Cook, the comedy routine. It's 4 a.m, Grandma. You win. Like, I've been in that Monopoly game.
We all have.
And it's hell.
The problem is I have been the winner of that Monopoly game and everyone
Oh
wants
my
to quit
God.
but me.
That
But I
ruins
digress.
friendships.
I know it has, unfortunately.
That's a battle of attrition, and it's a game that was created to show how screwed up the financial and housing industry is.
Yes.
And then the person who made it was screwed over
Which
by
is why you should be
the
drunk.
industry.
Which is why you should be drunk, which Denise was in this episode when Kermit said that he was going to be drawing some boundaries, not only between work and play, but kind of implied Miss Piggy as well.
Yeah.
So I kind of, I've always been Team Piggy. Not necessarily because I don't think Denise is good for him, but because
They're going to have to fight.
We're going to have to fight.
It's going to be that sort of thing.
I know, you're not going to have to fight me.
We're going to fight.
You're not going to have to fight me. You're going to have to fight the producers of this show who are definitely pushing for them to get back together.
I will fight the world.
I know, I understand, I do, because she is so sweet. So Denise is so excited about it. Obviously, Kermit's doing this. And then we cut to Piggy, who was super relaxed in Argentina, brought back Gloria Estefan.
Gloria Estefan, the baby penguin, which, don't do this, you guys. No.
I would love a little baby penguin. I just think it's hilarious that you have Uncle Deadly
having to
babysitting.
take care of it.
Penguin
sitting.
Yeah, I guess it is penguin sitting. There was a really subtle moment that I actually thought was really cute when they turned on the penguin, or like Discovery Channel or whatever it was, and there were the penguins, and the mom was feeding the baby, and the penguin's head kept turning up, trying to be fed as well. It was just a split second in the background of it, but I thought that was kind of cute.
I missed that, but that is beautiful.
Yeah, you have Gloria Estefan, who is going to, I don't know how much, is she going to just be continuing? Was it just
I'm expecting him to disappear by next episode.
Right.
I'm expecting that to be a one-off joke.
One-off gag, I agree with you. So we'll see. But she says that she's entirely over Kermit. So when Kermit confronts her immediately about the fact that they have to step away from each other and he's going home by 8 o'clock, she's totally cool with it.
Oh yeah. All good things. Good conversation.
Yeah, except not good things. President of the network comes in
with Pache, the branding guru, who leads with, I make old things relevant. Like, oh, honey.
Yeah. Especially when you're talking to someone as vain as Miss Piggy. But
talking about how, well, we're going to replace the bear with a kid from YouTube who plays video games and make noises with his mouth. And I'm like, there's a list of Let's Players that I follow on YouTube that work with that description.
No, it's so true.
There's a few things he proposed that are like, oh, that's a good way to tank a show.
Yeah, and I'm sure some of the writers of the Muppets themselves were kind of going into the process of writing this kind of double show, it's almost like a little jab, if you know what I mean, like the fact that everything has to be so relevant now and everything has to be YouTube, GIFs, GIFs, selfie
tweetable
stick.
moments, Snapchat, selfie stick, saying things that you hear the younger generation say.
And you have no idea, which by the way, I mean, we're all entirely
very plugged in.
Yeah, we're all entirely plugged in. Look at us. Look at all of our lovely television.
And you can interact via the YouTube live chat and the Twitter hashtag.
Exactly.
Like, we do film this live.
Absolutely.
But that's been part of the inception of the network, as opposed to, here, this formula that works, we're going to turn it on its head to ride the coattails of other more popular, potentially flash in the pan things.
Exactly. And I think it's really funny that they kind of had and I love the way they handled it, where they kind of put a jab at that concept, but then ultimately by the end of the episode they had kind of updated it in a way that was really true to them. So instead of just the talk show, you had kind of this new wave thing that people like Jimmy Fallon are doing, where they have the
cutaway
Pepe,
moments. Pepe the Uber driver was a beautiful way to do that.
I thought that was
hysterical.
Great.
And Bobo's dramatic reading of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, was it? The reaction to buying a new house, which I have no idea if they actually got that from Real Housewives or if they just wrote that monologue. Like, someone in the hashtag or someone in the chat, let us know, because that is burning curiosity for the both of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I keep thinking of, I don't remember if it was Fallon or if it was another show that had Josh Groban on singing Kanye West tweets.
It's so beautiful.
Which is still one of the best cutaway things I think I have ever seen. But that was very much like that.
Absolutely. So what I think was really nice about this whole arc, and we'll get into the specifics of it in a second, is that you kind of had this dragging them into the 21st century, kicking and streaming moment. But ultimately,
Did you just say kicking and streaming? Because that's beautiful.
Screaming.
Go with it. That is the best pun. Do it.
Kicking and streaming.
Yes.
I came into this century kicking and streaming. I'm not going to lie to you. Young as I am, I kind of came into this century. But point is, even though they kind of started with the fact that it can be difficult to try to revamp in that way, they did it the way that they wanted to. And they became a better show for it.
And it's staying to the heart of what's true to them. That the jam session that started organically and brought in the old Muppet Show tune and just... That was a thing of wonder and beauty. That was amazing.
That was really, really a nice touch, especially once you realized exactly what they were playing, which was pretty immediate. Yeah.
And not just because we were watching with subtitles and it told us.
I didn't actually see that.
Oh, I did.
Oh, that's funny. But I loved the fact that they were making a direct commentary. And I know it's the Muppets, and you don't feel like they should be that they would be making those kinds of deep commentaries, but they absolutely are about the fact that they
singing a song because Pache tanked their guests.
Yes, which
thank
brings
you,
us
Pache. You're a winner.
Which brings us to Key and Peele, who I happen to love. I think they're absolutely hilarious. So when they showed up, I was thrilled. And once again, bringing in this kind of theme of relevance, they're very much with a younger crowd. I know a lot of the I know that's kind of a younger generation demographic that they bring in.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So they had a really fun energy, and they were super game, which I loved, and they totally jumped into it. I love the fact that they were, like, totally hopeless and helpless, and, like, their show got canceled because of Pache and muffins, which were also delicious.
Yeah. It's like, we brought in Pache, and we didn't do what he said, and then they canceled our show, and it's just... Watching Piggy have a midlife crisis in the span of about 5 minutes of screen time was kind of amazing. But her coming in the full Miley with the white girl dreadlocks and the really weird dress and the light up glasses and the foam finger is just like, oh my God, I'm fairly certain this is a circle of hell that we haven't witnessed yet.
Yeah, well,
and just did.
Kermit pointed that out very quickly.
It's like, you're spiraling. Like,
you're spiraling, which she was, but they pulled her out pretty quickly, which was nice. I thought that Key and Peele did an excellent job with the little cameo that they had.
Oh, yeah.
So, other than that, I guess we're going to talk... Oh, one last thing about Pache, specifically, other than the fact that he did sabotage the show. And he'll probably be gone by next episode, too.
I doubt it.
Really? You think they're gonna keep him on?
Well, they talked a little bit about this, but I read an interview, and I wish I'd kept the link, about him kind of being an antagonist for the show and having to work with and or around him.
That's actually a good idea.
Because he's obviously very petty and vindictive when his ideas aren't followed to the letter.
Right. And he's super cliche, over-the-top stereotype hipster who comes in with the glasses and...
If you call yourself a branding guru, you have a problem.
You do.
If someone else calls you one, there's a little bit of leeway, but when you're like, yes, I am the guru! Like, oh, honey, no. This isn't a kung fu movie.
No, you have to come up with, like, one of those random names that make you sound really official, but actually means, like...
Literally nothing.
Yeah, you know, associate of, media outreach, associate of media outreach, and
coordinator's a great one because one of my job title includes the word coordinator.
Yeah,
but it actually has a good context to be in. But I've definitely known like it's a coordinator position. That doesn't mean anything in some places.
Ultimately, but it's one of those situations where we need a young person to tweet.
Yeah.
And they had that quick line like, birds do not tweet unless they need nourishment from their mother or are crying for help, which was kind of cute.
God bless Sam the Eagle.
God bless
Sam the Eagle.
All right, so we have all of this going on, and then obviously the end of the show was pretty significant, or the whole storyline with Denise and the 5K, and the fact that Kermit missed the 5K. Yeah. While he was snuggled up to Miss Piggy asleep.
Yeah.
Which she was she wasn't cool with it, but she forgave him really, really quickly. And I understand why in the context of this show. But I
feel like in a different position at the network. Like, she's seen Pache come into shows and she knows about him if he's a network president, darling.
Yeah.
Like, I think she understands the hurricane that comes with this guy's arrival.
Yeah. The thing that was more disconcerting for me, I guess, was it wasn't the fact that he spent the night and missed the 5K. It was, you know, when you come in and you see your current boyfriend snuggling up with his ex-girlfriend,
that's a problem.
That's the one where I think that she let it go pretty easily. But I understand Denise is a very forgiving person and a very forgiving soul, and she's lovely. And it's sad to know I'm sorry, Katie, but it's sad to know that her storyline is probably on the decline now.
Yeah, probably. If they're trying to get back to the heart of things, she's probably going to get marked as one that doesn't work. Mm-hmm. And it's less of a, I ship the heck out of this, and more of a, I like this, I want to see where it's going, and I'm not fond of the fact that they're tanking it for something that we've had for so long. I'm interested in a new direction, and I don't like seeing a relationship scrapped in obvious favor of a new relationship.
Right. I think
that's more my issue than anything else.
I understand. For me, I think everyone, because Miss Piggy and Kermit are such a staple and have been together from the beginning, I think that they went into this with Denise as a marketing ploy originally, with, you know, the whole Kermit releasing the statement and then Piggy releasing the statement. And bringing Denise in was kind of a, like I said, a advertising campaign, if you will. Not a campaign, but just a way to get viewership and kind of intrigue people and, like, the new Muppets.
Oh, yeah.
With every intention of inevitably getting Kermit and Piggy together. I don't think that they really wanted to explore a new relationship. I think it was a device.
Thing to do.
I think it was a device, I do. I think that she was a really lovely device, and if she were a human, I'd feel worse about it, but she's a Muppet, so I guess I don't feel too badly about it.
There are other ways to do, there are other devices to use. This is one that drives me crazy. Like, we have a new relationship, we're gonna make it work. Never mind. Like, no, that drives me crazy because occasionally it's a mirror for real life. Mm-hmm. And that also sucks. And it's one of my least favorite tropes. I don't like watching it play out.
I understand that. No, I definitely understand that. I think the reason I'm not particularly surprised is because I think that they had every intention of that to begin with. But kind of wrapping things up in that way, we had this last song with Kermit and Piggy,
which was an act of desperation, but also very sweet.
It was an act of desperation because Key and Peele were stolen by Pache, but
and look, the neck of our president's here. Like, oh my god, dude,
I know,
you're evil.
Well, that's the reason I thought maybe they were going to get rid of him, because how can they keep this guy? But obviously, if he becomes the antagonist, and that actually becomes a really nice device from a narrative standpoint of, like, how to keep conflict in the show from week to week. Is they're trying to stay who they are, and this new guy is trying to make them more and more relevant. So they have that really cute song, and Denise comes to them at the party where he's wearing Piggy's poncho and says, you know,
one of Piggy's many ponchos.
One of all of the ponchos in Argentina, and says, I think we should take some time. So, are they on a break? Is it official? Are Denise and Kermit on break?
That's what we have Vern on Twitter asking. This is going to be the new "we were on a break." Like, well, who knows?
Yeah, I guess
we will see.
Yeah, I think that they're definitely going to put their relationship on pause, and things are going to stir up between Piggy and Kermit. And by the end of the season, I think there'll be a definite indication of them getting back together. So we shall see.
Can't say I'm super thrilled with it, but we'll see how it goes.
We'll absolutely see how it goes. Is there anything else that we want to cover in this episode, other than
just that I love Uncle Deadly's jokes about I'm not thrilled to be spending the night with you, Gloria Estefan, and that is not the first time I've said that. Like, he's amazing.
He's great. He is consistently great.
Oh yeah, I think it's also Vern that said he wants Uncle Deadly webisodes. Sign me up. I will
so
watch
into
all
Vern.
of them.
I'm really into that. I would absolutely watch them. I hope he becomes one of the new, like, maybe Fashion with Uncle Ted.
Oh my god.
In the new Miss Piggy show. She owes him that. So, yeah. Oh, and Gloria Estefan drinking the martini and getting sick on him at the end. That was a dark turn.
It was an extremely dark turn.
That was an extremely dark turn.
You just ordered a martini for an infant. Deadly, I love you, but there is something wrong with you.
He wouldn't be the best father. I think we always knew that, though.
Oh, no. He no.
Be crazy. He's Uncle Deadly.
Exactly. He's kind of the crazy uncle who occasionally gives you good advice and occasionally really super doesn't.
All right, guys. So I think that's going to be a wrap on us on Girls' Night with the Muppets. I am Autumn Chiklis. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at my name, Autumn Chiklis. And where can they find you, Katie?
I'm Katie Cullen. You can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram at Kiaxet. That's Kiaxet. I'm also on Snapchat at Kia Prime. My shows are all coming back. Arrow is on Wednesdays. We are doing a special tape day and time for Star Star Wars Rebels this week. It's going to be on Thursday at 8 p.m. And Ruby is also this week at 6 p.m. with 2 special guests. So you guys should tune in. It'll be super fun.
Also, leave comments for us on YouTube, iTunes, the whole ordeal. Tweet at us. We love hearing from you and we love responding to you.
Yes.
So keep in touch with us. We'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.